Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Anand Pushpara, representing Steellun, the official creative environment chapter of NITR, and I'm thrilled to welcome you all to this webinar. It's an honor to introduce our esteemed guest, Mr. Soumya Swain, who epitomizes the exceptional talent our institution cultivates. Since graduating in 21, Soumya Bhaiya has made significant strides in the analytics and consulting sector, making a profound impact on every project he undertakes. With a sharp mind, unwavering determination, and a drive for innovation, he has swiftly ascended the ranks, earning accolades and recognition for his outstanding contributions. His journey is a testament to the outstanding education and supportive environment our institution offers, empowering individuals here today. And I'm confident that his words will resonate deeply with all of us. Bhaiya, on to you.
Oh, hi, Manjuli. That is some nice words, and yeah, I'm quite thankful to you guys to continue organizing Edge. And as Manjuli told that with my friends started this club, Steellun, and now seeing it still growing and still making change and impactful changes in life of individuals as club members and also participants like from other colleges. So it's quite nice. And yep. So we can start directly. Can okay? So let me present the slide. Just a moment. Hmm. Just a moment, there is something happening on my end. Yes. Yeah, so as um, as already Mitali has told, I work as a business analyst at Flipkart. Clients, uh, and since I believe most of the audience is not uh, none is not known to the Fortune 500, means the people who the companies and the people who have more than 5 billion net income per year, as per the Forbes 500. So for the Fortune 500, my clients are there, and we have to serve them in fractal in that way. That was service sector, and now business analyst is a role for the product sector. So there are two types of analysts: data analyst and business analyst. Data analyst is for service, and business analyst is for the product sector. So moving on, it is. Um, So this is me, and as I told, I joined Flipkart. So it is I work on Super Money. Super Money is their personal loan, and their Super Money is their personal loan. Uh, Platform for which they are looking out for customers to give personal loan on basis of their bean scores and credit scores, and majorly it is like you have to see the major work will be this, means that when user enters the Flipkart's app or website, each of their impression or clicks are captured. So a detail as clear as if the user is uh, using his right or left hand to scroll through is also detected and stored as a snapshot. So we gather this data on each level to see and look at how user experience and where daily have a fold of customers to every domain. So this is a major task as of now for our product team. Along with that, there is this lender behavior analysis of personal loan transactions where BNPL, credit card transactions, Cremo scores, and credit score will be taken into account to provide a particular customer a particular bean score. Bean score is a cumulative score which consists of Cremo scores and credit score from each of the bank, and lenders are like banks, suppose for example Axis, HDFC, IDFC, and all those banks are lenders, and solving technical roadblocks at real time with data driven solutions. And what do I mean as a technical roadblock can be like, just today I was working on seeing the frequency of people visiting our first page, starting the application process but not submitting the application. So this results in a huge number as the page visits, but there is no conversion in impressions or user interacting further, which is costing the business on the longer run. So what can we do with this data is we plan better user-friendly design from our end. We sit with the UI team and plan out on how to make our technology easy in the front end for capturing the numbers from a user, from a layman easily. So, and lastly, as we know, every business, every product has a weekly business outlook or turnover, and maximizing the profits based on each of the lender and user cohort. By user cohort, I mean customer segmentation. We have customer segmentation on various level, like salaried, non-salaried, employed, self-employed, underage, and adults, and all those. So successful business looks out towards maximizing the profits in each of the user cohort, and that's how like putting into account, that's how business analyst day looks like. And you also have to help marketing campaigns, marketing teams, by taking into account the clicks and impression insights. For example, in big billion day, most of the people roam around the Flipkart app and they just put stuffs in the bags, but they didn't they don't buy. They go to other apps like Mintra is also a subsidy of Flipkart. They will go to Mintra, check the same product, and they won't buy. So we have to pull out marketing campaigns on required subsidies and also on the main app and website, so that we can convert a customer to a potential buyer. So this is how you make an impact, how you show your value in the organization, and this is what a business analyst day might look in an Indian e-commerce company. And now moving on to um, like when I first heard of career talk. So I remember like during our third year, before the COVID era, we had our pre-placement talk about what career we should follow, what we should do, how we should channelize our already advanced skills towards the domain or company that we want. Like I was from metallurgy, and the first thought was going into core. But after attending the talks and the pre-placement seminars, this is the gist of that we should always get the VIP and VIPs of the career success chronology. So if we um, go into each of the four pillars here, the first thing that I would like the audience to ask themselves is like how should a college student be ready for a jump in his or her career, like jump towards corporate or jump towards going through industry. How can they do that? Like I told earlier, like a person choosing a career is to decide how he or she wishes to live for the next 10 to 15 years at least. And I believe nobody knows the future, but let's be optimistic here. Broadly speaking, we choose a career for the satisfaction that brings with itself. You can have the money, you can have the uh, growth, and also the prestige that comes with it, but in the end, it is a satisfaction that brings with itself. So first pillar, value. In value, as it is written, the perhaps the most important question that needs to be answered. What is I would like each and every individual here to ask themselves one question: what is the most important thing or like entity to you in your life? Like it can be money, it can be career, it can be society, family, spouse, country, or whatever it is. This can either be individualistic or like a group. There is nothing to be shy or proud about. What is the stuff that motivates you to work in a certain way? Keep the knowledge of this information, like what is the most important entity for you going forward, because that way you can create a foundation for what you would like to do. to achieve peace for that important entity in your life, and start prioritizing the importance that solves some part of the bigger question. But after you choose the most important thing in your life, like, is that everything? No, right? And so what we should do next? Like, we should look into the stuff that we are passionate about in your life. Like, when you are passionate about your work, you are truly motivated to excel. Passion drives you to put in that extra ounce of effort, take on challenges, persist in the face of obstacles. This leads to higher level of engagement and satisfaction in your job, because after the initial 5 years you will get bored. Only passion can drive you towards more greater heights, and uh, help you have a longevity in your career goals. So when you are deeply invested in your work, you are more likely to think outside the box, come up with new ideas, push the boundaries, and this creativity can lead to breakout and advancement that benefit both your career and your industry as a whole. There is one more thing that I sternly believe that would play a role in you choosing your career is how would you want to be remembered. Like, this might be a very basic question, but how would you want to be remembered as a college student? Like, most of us would like to be a certain vice president, president, or like something of a club. We will be remembered. Like, we can be. There are some people who will go towards being the toppers, get the gold medals, get the silver medals, get to be dean's nominee or anything. They want to be remembered like that. So similarly in career also you want to be, you will wish to be remembered, right? So reflecting on how you want to be remembered encourages you to consider your core values, principles, and aspirations. It prompts you to align your career goals and actions with these values, leading to greater fulfillment. And deliberately shaping how you want to be remembered allows you to build a legacy that extends beyond your immediate accomplishment. The like when I have got some accolades and trophies during my professional career of last 3 years, but the immediate accomplishment are those trophies. But the impact that I showed by being a valuable member of a team is what pushes me to get that promotion or get that rank higher up other than your colleagues. So this is one of the most important thing how you want to be remembered. Going to the second pillar, which is interest, like simply put in like what you enjoy doing. Some people can enjoy Netflix, some people can enjoy just sleeping around and whatever. So what you do and don't get tired of doing it, no matter how long, is something that is going to be more productive and perform better. Your enthusiasm for the work can lead to higher levels of creativity, as I already told. But the quality output can come when you don't get tired at doing something that you are really feeling that ownership feeling about. When you are doing something you love, you are more likely to stay committed to your career in the longer run. This can lead to great career longevity, job stability, success over time. Like, market changes, but there are people who have got their jobs intact, right? So career longevity and job stability depends on the hunger that a person has for his or her passionate job domain, or like career, whatever you can say, job or career, same thing. So what will you talk about most? The topics you frequently discuss can serve as a compass for your career direction. Like, maybe if you find yourself consistently drawn to certain subjects, it may indicate where your true passions lie. Like, not totally, but it can indicate and where you should concentrate your efforts for long term career satisfaction. Like, now in college you have the time to experiment, to see how things are, to apply skills in a far more independent way than you will be after this phase of your lives. So I would like you to look into your lifestyles and see what do you prefer to be in, and what are the things that interest you in the longer run. And lastly, in interest, there comes who are your role models. Role models can serve as a source of inspiration and motivation. We all know. When you admire someone in your field who has achieved success, like you can have role model as Leo Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, but if in case nobody is going to football, so you have to have some role model in your field of career, so it can fuel your drive to excel and reach similar heights. Just as you can learn from their successes, you can also learn from their mistakes. Understanding the challenges they faced and how they address them can help you avoid similar pitfalls in your own career journey. The P stands for personality, like personality as it mentions a totality of your individual traits, motivational drives, needs, and attitudes. It is these various aspects of a person's character. Like for example, someone can be cheerful or gloomy, comic or serious, introvert, extrovert, flexible, rigid, patient, impatient. So there are many of the opposite things, and nothing is wrong, nothing is right in these matters of personality. So understanding your personality can help you identify the work environment and schedule that and schedule it accordingly what works best for you. For example, I believe in work. I am kind of introvert, so I thrive in roles which are more independent work. Like I try to have more independent work and flexible hours where I don't have to work at the normal office time, but I can have my own office hours as per my schedule. So for introverts, I have seen that is the stuff that works better. And in the same way, for extroverts, may prefer roles that involve collaboration, social interaction, peak office hours, they being the center of the entire house process and everything. So that depends. Now, understanding your own personality can also improve communication and collaboration with co-workers, and that's why know your personality, like for your own personal benefit and also professional benefit in your career as you go forward. Lastly, skills. Skills are inborn or learned, whatever, but one thing is for sure, the job market is constantly evolving due to technological advancement, economic changes, industry trends. By continuously improving your skills, you remain adaptable and better prepared to navigate changes in your field. This adaptability is essential for long-term career success. If you are not adaptable, then I guess you can't exist in a forever changing market. So improving your skills isn't just about professional development. It also contributes to your personal growth. Learning new things, mastering challenging tasks, and overcoming obstacles can boost your confidence and self-esteem both in your career and in other areas of your life. So similarly, as industries evolve, there has been cases where people are out of jobs just because they couldn't adapt to that market at that time. So these are the VIPs that I would like each of the individual who is I can talk to look into to kind of evaluate thought and see which career or domain is best for him or her, because I am talking for analytics domain, but not everyone is will be interested towards analytics. So I am talking on a very basic view. You are in your college, you have that independence, you have at least hour in a week where you can totally sit around with a pals and just talk around, okay, what job or what career domain you are passionate about, and neither of that at least gives you that space and freedom to explore, to try out things in other domains. There are so many clubs there. The people are quite friendly and all, and that's why you should take the advantage of that before you jump into the career domain that you want, and never give up on that. And so this was what I was about to tell on a basic perspective of what a career success track can be. And now moving into the product management and analytics domain, what technical skills is required by a person who wants to be a part of analytics, consultancy, or product management, who wants to do changes, bring out that business and technology ka gap. Like we bridge the gap between the business and the technology. Technology are like the HDs and everyone are the technology guys. Business people are MBA, BComs, and everything, and you are the gap. And mostly non-core people tend to be bridging that gap where analytics and product management are concerned. So as we can see, this you must have heard about these skills. Hmm. So knowledge of data pipelining and extraction and SQL. So business analysts often work with large data sets, as I told, like data set as small as you scrolling with your left hand is also taken into account by all the apps and everything. So the data set level are so high that we need data pipeline. Understanding data pipeline techniques allows us to pre-process, clean, and transform data effectively before analysis. This ensures that the data is accurate, consistent, ready for analysis, leading to more reliable insights and decision making. Like in today's fast-paced environment, real-time data analysis is becoming increasingly vital. Knowledge of data pipelining enables us to work on real-time data analysis, where we can have the real-time data and have timely insights before something big is happening. And as data sets grow in size and complexity each and every day, it is essential to design data pipelines that can scale efficiently to handle these large volumes of data. So, as I told earlier, the second point, the real-time data analysis, it is the core of the thing. And as we move on forward into future, this will be the area where most of the analysts and the business analysts, data analysts, data engineers will work on. Thirdly, there is Excel, the good household Excel. Excel proficiency is essential for business analysts because it enables them to perform a wide range of tasks, including data analysis, reporting, modeling, forecasting. By mastering Excel skills, analysts can enhance their effectiveness and improve decision making process. Like there is a difference with Excel and Excel is that Excel may you can do pivot, you can change easily data, easily tables, you can also check out insights like if I for forecasting everything. So Excel skill is quite required. Moving on to SAS. SAS offers a wide range of statistical procedures and techniques. SQL is there, but SAS is kind of more descriptive. It is useful for hypothesis testing, regression analysis, time series analysis, and these capabilities are valuable for market segmentation, customer sentiment analysis, and so SAS knowledge is quite required for us to build models on which we can put decision on which we can rely for decision making prospects. And moving on to Python, like everyone knows, Python offers powerful libraries such as pandas and numpys that enable analysts to efficiently manipulate, clean, analyze data sets. These libraries provide functionalities like data filtering, aggregation, statistical analysis, and there are also libraries like matplotlib, seaborn for creating and interactive and visually appealing data visualizations. So Python skills are quite required, but mostly it's SQL. And then there is Power BI and Tableau for creating visual appealing interactive reports. They can make the Power BI can create dynamic reports that reflect the current state of business. Power BI empowers us to perform self-service analytics, like without relying on IT team to help us. We can have real-time and data visualization tools and everything. Lastly, sustainability. This is something that companies nowadays are looking, which means many businesses today are increasingly focused on integrating sustainability into their operations as part of their CSR initiative. Actually, Embracing sustainability can drive innovation by encouraging businesses to develop new products, services, and business model that meets the needs of environmentally and socially conscious consumers. Since everyone is nowadays quite conscious, we who have to be that sustainable with your approach towards solving the new world problems. So these are the set of technical skills one required to be a business analyst in the initial years. And as the ask for a analyst changes, there can be more skills added, but this is pretty much everything that you did in India, abroad, or anywhere, and you will be good to go as a business analyst. But one more thing is technical skills everything that we require to be a business analyst? And I believe the answer is no, just because of the reasons that I have mentioned here. Mm, Soft skills are just as important as technical skills. For people in analytics domain, because they complement each other and contribute to overall effectiveness. The first thing, effective communication. uh, business analysts often need to bridge the gap between, I told you, like gap between technical teams and non-technical stakeholders. So strong communication skills enable us to translate complex technical concepts into easy understandable terms of for various stakeholders. Like we facilitate collaboration and alignment across the different departments, from IT to the marketing team to the product team to the brand team and everywhere. There is also a very important skill set required for business analysts, that is negotiation skills. Effective negotiation skills enable business analysts to manage stakeholder expectations, because if I'm just 1 minute. So if someone is investing their money, like the angel investors and anyone, they would expect you to bring moon on earth or something like that. And there a business analyst come into play, and they play the balancing role, showing what the competitive demands are, how realistic timelines are, how the scope have limitations, and they navigate trade-offs to ensure stakeholders understand and accept project constraints. Because a stakeholder should know what are the limitations we are facing, what are the project constraints, how can timelines be a little bit mergeable over the time. And this is where your negotiation skills, your communication skills are being catered at. And then similarly facilitation skills, where because they enable effective requirement gathering, conflict resolution. There will be conflict with some laws or something, so at that time you have to pull out legal data and all from previous cases or similar cases. You have to collaborate with your competitors at the time. So these decision makings and these knowledge sharings are done by business analysts. And last but one, there is critical thinking. A significant part of business analyst role involves gathering and analyzing requirements for new systems, processes, or initiatives. Critical thinking skills are essential for understanding stakeholder needs, challenging assumptions, and clarifying ambiguous requirements. By critically thinking, you majorly think out of the box at first and then close down to see what's the point of a project. And every business decision involves some degree of risk. Risk analyst team is there, which is also another part of business analyst. So they play a critical role in identifying, accessing, and mitigating risks associated with proposed solutions. Critical thinking skills enable them to anticipate potential risks, evaluate their likelihood and impact, and develop contingency plans. There is always a plan B ready if something is going down. So, risk analysis team have to be prioritizing the critically and have been prioritizing the critically analyzed so that they can easily negate any such potential risk if they happen in real time. This proactive approach to risk management helps organizations make decisions and avoid costly mistakes. Lastly, Like everyone knows, organization and time management skills are crucial for business analysts because without these skills, you can risk missing deadlines, causing delays, compromising the quality of your analysis and recommendations. So I believe this is all the skills that a business analyst require, and I utilize this skill in my daily life. As I grow, I learn a couple more skills every now and then. But this is what the gist of the entire story is. If you want to be a business analyst, those are the soft skills that you require. And soft skills that you require, and you have some confidence, and you can grow, you can go, you can be yourself, you can be in the middle of the entire drama of what a corporate company is. Like Flipkart, for example, being the largest e-commerce platform, you can be there, you can see the real time projects being made, everything. So for to be in a position like that, you have to start somewhere, and I believe this is the base where you can look out for, you can see for more guidance in the future, but this is where you start. So this is what I heard, and we're ready for a quick Q&A session if you have any questions.
So we can start our Q&A session. Participants are requested to raise their hands, and you may also write in the chat box if you are unable to unmute yourselves. You will be given turns to speak.
But yeah, as a fan, like I am interested in the analytics and consulting domain. I
Yeah.
wanted to ask about internship regarding that. Uh, as you might have also faced the same problem, there are no internships in analytics field. So what should we consider during internship?
Okay, like your voice was breaking, but I got the gist that you were talking about internship, I guess. Hello.
Sorry, Bhaiya, again.
Yeah. So you are talking about internship, as I get it. Your voice was breaking in
Uh,
the question, right? So like,
yeah, Bhaiya.
hmm. Yeah, that was a great question. We don't have companies coming on for analyst internships or analyst positions for internships, but there are like in my time, what I did is I got the data sets from Kaggle. There is Kaggle which has used data sets. You can go through go through them. You can user analysis tool. You can learn from YouTube. There are many sites and many courses going on. You can use them for your projects, for your buildable projects, because companies will come for full time. There is currently, I believe, there is currently no need of interns in a company. But again, most companies will come for the freshers for analyst role, and for that they will see if you have any prior experience, prior hands-on, because without that they won't cater your skills, right? So if there is some company coming, then this is the best thing that you can do. You can crack it, and you can easily have that on industry wala experience. If it is not there, then you have to push a bit. You have to go to Kaggle. You have to get the data set, get a project or something from three projects, and start doing it. Start doing it from the base. You will see how the results come across, and you have to optimize your solution with every passing day. Like, that's the thing that I did, and I would expect someone to do that.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Bhaiya, one more doubt. There are like different roles in analytics sector as well as in consulting sector. So, what would be the major difference between a consultant and an analyst in the same company or in the same field?
Yeah. So consultant role is when you have to provide a service to a third party. For example, I can give you an example. There is a person who has some problem. He will come to this company, the base company, and you are working there as a consultant. He will give the problem statement. You have to you have to see the entire stuff, the history of what it is going. You have to deep dive, dig in everything. After slicing, dicing, you give the solution to the client. That is the role of a consultant. For an analyst, majorly it is about that part, if it is in the same company or it is that process of deep diving and digging in. A consultant is a superset or analyst is a subset. But like there is another part where there is a product, like in Flipkart there are two types of analysts. There is a product analyst, there is a services analyst. Flipkart provides services for like the e-commerce is a service, but that is the major part. But there is also product where you can have your own technology or your own product where you are working developing it. So it depends on the requirements of the project, but the technical skills that I mentioned are the same throughout all the projects that analyst is supposed to do, or a consultant. They have similar case theory and similar tech skills.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
I can see a question here. Is Python language compulsory to learn from Harika? So Harika, no, like Python is not compulsory to learn. But SQL is compulsory to learn. But Python, why I told Python is because sometime down the line you have to dig in. You have to see how your data is working. There will be developers working for you if you are working in an established organization. If you are working for some startups, then you might or might not have a dedicated developer working around you. And at that time, you have to see how your decision making or how your troubleshooting stuff is working on the real market. And at that time, some knowledge of developing language is helpful. And apart from that, like if majorly Python is quite easier in terms with Java. So most analysts use Python. That's why it being user friendly, and it has this huge usage in large data sets, which Java doesn't have on real time basis. But obviously Java is more powerful, but Python is a bit easier. That's the thing. You can do well by knowing SQL too, but Python is like a plus.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Okay.
Are there any more questions from the participants? Let me remind you, you may also write in the chat box. So I think there are no more questions. I have a list of questions here from people um, who couldn't join the meet.
Okay.
So I shall start from the list. The first question is, how do you stay updated with the latest trends and advancements in analytics and consulting industries?
Okay, so the first thing that will always help a person who wants to be in analytics domain is like go through the newspaper, go through the economic, how the economy is changing. Because quite quickly, everything can change. There are apps like FinSource, and also like there is, I guess there was this snapshot or something. Uh, so you have to check how the market is changing, because even if it is it can hamper your project, but also it can hamper your career. So that's the main important thing, that you should be well and known to the trend. You should discuss with your peers who are other analysts from other companies, like how and what they are doing over the longer period. Like most of your friends will also work as an analyst in future. So have this collaborative team around you.
Thank you, Priya. The next question is, what does storytelling what role does storytelling play in presenting analytical insights to clients, and how do you effectively incorporate it into your deliverables?
Yes, so storytelling is one of the major part, as I told about that effective communication. Storytelling, because the client or the stakeholder isn't the person who will recognize the technical requirements of a particular project. They are investing their money, they are investing, they are giving the targets, they are okay to negate the guidelines, but something they are not okay with is the technical aspects. This is where our analyst comes in, and they have to use, they have to transform the entire complex technical stuff into story like easy language, like which the stakeholders can understand, and be sure about the proceedings of the project, or have weekly hours or anything. So this is how storytelling is very important, because it keeps the two aspects of technology and business into the same page, and everything is smooth. And this is why analysts should be a good storyteller.
Thank you, Priya. And I have a last question. That
Okay.
is, can you provide examples of innovative analytics and techniques or methodologies you have implemented in your projects?
Okay, so okay, so there is nowadays, if anybody has a Flipkart app or something already on their, like most of you will have, but if someone has, then they can go into the app, and one thing they can do is, let me see the exact name. So earlier the app had this my account page, and you can see the credit options of personal loan. So this is our story view, as we name it on a technical basis. So if someone goes through this phase, then one story view is already maintained in the Flipkart database. But this is not how, like this can be very negative in a way, right? So how can we get a particular person who we know is a target audience to be for our personal loan, a person, and at that time analytics team sits with marketing team, sits with the branding team, marketing team, because when you send marketing messages like SMS or WhatsApp or email, like after sending the email, if there is a rise in the story views, then you can see there is the marketing campaign has been successful by some person. So this is where we have to be innovative. We have to be bonding between teams, and this is where I work in, where I channelize my efforts into product and business team along with marketing team. And this gapping, this bridging the gap with marketing team was my area. And this is how you build, how you build the entire like creative thinking or out of the box thinking. So like it is not easy at times, but mostly it is outside, right in front of your eye, and everybody can see it. But the thing is, we have to somehow have a team which can always be there to help us get that insight, get that certain thinking, certain data or anything. We can then use our innovation. If we can't do that if we can't do that thing, then it won't be innovation, it will just be an idea. So the difference between that innovative idea and just an idea is that if you have got a team which will help you out. So I believe that is the difference. Any idea can be innovative, and if you are quite keen, then you have a good team, then it can be innovative. So yes, there is no one thing, but again, I gave you an example. So this is it.
Thank you very much, Priya. So we will conclude this session now. Hope everyone enjoyed the talk and gained a useful perspective regarding the field of business analytics. Thank you very much, Maya, for your valuable time and insights. And thanks to all the participants who have attended this meet for your participation. So thank you all and good night.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. If anyone can say me over LinkedIn, like all the best for your future and your careers.
Thank you, Bhaiya.